Hi everyone, I'm Echoes and I'm a VTuber. So I'll be just generally talking about Gundam Witch from Mercury after Season 1. So this is a general review of only Season 1 as Season 2 has not come out yet. So as on YouTube, I realized that besides the reaction videos, there wasn't that many videos that went over Season 1 in a more general comprehensive way so that anyone new to the series may be interested in watching it. So yeah, so this is that general overview. So hope you all will enjoy that. So just a quick disclaimer is that this review is only of Season 1 because Season 2 is not out yet and will air in April 2023. And this is also as spoiler-free as possible, but just a warning, just in case if there may be, I will try to make this as free as possible so that you could go in as blind as possible, but get a general idea on what the series is like. Okay. So here's some general information. So Gundam, Mobile Suit Gundam, The Witch from Mercury is also known as Kiro Senshi Gundam Suisei no Majo, or G-Witch for short. Season 1 has 12 episodes. Season 2 will probably also have 12 episodes. Overall 24. It'll air in 2023 for the Season 2. Studio Sunrise, which is known for pretty much all Gundam series. So they're very good at mecha anime. And Ichiro Okuchi is known for working on the script and series composition. Why he's particularly important is because he is in charge of most of the writing. And he has previously done Code Geass and also has written a light novel for Revolutionary Girl Utena. So both of those experiences have influenced this series. And also, before you watch episode 1 specifically of this series, you should first watch the prologue episode, which gives important context, and also the prequel novel, which is called Cradle Planet, which takes place between the prologue and episode 1. These are both, for the most part, optional, but they're incredibly important for series context. So I would highly recommend that you watch the episode, quickly read the novel, as events that happen in these two pieces of media are referenced throughout the whole season. So very important stuff. Also, in case you were wondering about official information, you could look at the G-Witch Twitter account, and also you could look at Gundam Info for general information related to Gundam specifically. And also this tweet here just shows that in April 2023, Season 2 will start. I'm assuming around the same time. I didn't check the conversion to Japan time, but just for your awareness. I'll start with the pros first. So for Gundam Witch from Mercury, it for the most part has beautiful visuals that are very fitting from modern sci-fi anime. As you see from the screenshot from the first episode above the pros word, they're incredibly nice with like the sci-fi elements and overall visual effects. Overall, for the most part, looks very sleek as a show. So it's very appealing to the eyes. Overall has excellent writing, direction, and framing. There's especially a lot of care put into writing, as mentioned before, where even small sentences that may be seen as throwaway may be important. I cover this a lot in my reaction videos, but please pay close attention to the writing, as it's very important for foreshadowing of future events. And direction framing also just in general to make the animation more engaging and not just a slideshow, if you get what I mean. Overall has a very beautiful, excellent orchestral score. You could see that the main theme in the song known as Astasia, named after the college, are both available on YouTube. You can listen to them there. But yeah, it has... Orchestras are often used for sci-fi and mecha anime as a way of making things a lot more grand. So can't really go wrong with a high production there. Also, another note is that the sound effects as well are very, very cool. And also sound very nice. Like when using funnels or gun sound effects or anything involving space, or I don't know, just Overall, it sounds really good. 2D mechs, kind of given. As this show is one of the only mecha shows nowadays that has 2D mechs, as you don't really see them that much anymore because they're very, very hard to animate. So yeah, so give kudos to them for 2D mechs here. There are a few fights scattered throughout the show. They're very cool. And overall, pretty enjoyable. I'll go into con with that later. But yeah, can't go wrong with cool mecha fights. The main characters are shown on the bottom left. These are their like mecha chibi versions, but a point stands is that they, for the most part, these are the 7 main student characters, and this does not include the adults in the series. So for the most part, they are relatively more well-rounded than One Note, especially the pilots and the 2 main protagonists. So it's not like they're super basic. They have, they have their own motivations. They have their own drives. They're not just one trope, for example. And also, another pro is that you want to unravel the scheming of Lady Prospera. You'll know who that is later, but in a way, she is believed to be the mastermind of everything, if you get what I mean. And also takes inspiration from The Tempest and Utena. This was noted very early on in the series, that a lot of names and general plot points are taken from The Tempest. And Utena is from the writer's background from previous works. So yeah, if you like either of them, you may also enjoy this show. So now I'll go into a few cons. So what's not good is that as season 1 continued, you could generally start seeing more animation quality drops and hiccups. They're not to a point of being a major detriment, but if you look closely, you will notice. Why this is important is that until that these are corrected in the Blu-rays, it also may affect season 2 in terms of production. It may also mean possible delays in the future, depending on how things go, as much as they'll try their best to, not have delays. But yeah, it's just something to be aware of in case it becomes more of a problem later on. As this is a common problem, mostly due to either production issues or being rushed in any way. There's a lot of possible reasons, but it is very common for shows to worsen in quality over time, especially since Gundam Witch, even if it has a high general production, it has a lot of money going into it, animators and animation takes time. So yeah. Also, lack of subtlety in writing can rub people the wrong way. It's pretty much very much in your face with practically everything. So you can't really... Some people may like a more subtle show, especially when it comes to Gundam, which often has a lot of nuance depending on, how characters act and stuff. But everyone's, for the most part, very straightforward. So you can't really not understand what they're trying to think, if you get what I mean. Mecha fights are short and brief. They're not very long. I'm pretty sure this is because mecha and 2D mechs specifically are hard to animate, especially when drawn 2D and not in 3D CG. So just to be aware that as much as the fights are also very good, they're not exactly very long. So for example, you won't get an episode like with a fight happening the entire time. It may be like half the episode or a quarter of the episode, if you get what I mean. Any characters who are not the main characters, who I mentioned before, and also not including the important adults, are mostly one note. They're not really developed that much as of yet. Don't know whether they'll be developed more in season 2, but for now, most of the side characters like classmates or people who just show up like once or twice here and there, they're not really that important. And Suletta herself, who is the main protagonist, she's the one with the red hair on the top left. She can be seen as too powerful. She has a lot of cons related to her character and her upbringing, but she may be seen as too strong, which may dissuade some people from watching Gundam, Witch from Mercury. Oops. Okay, so would I recommend Gundam Witch from Mercury? Yes. So if you're new to Gundam, you can't really go wrong with this show. it was made, if you look into the background behind the production and everything, the director and whoever the producers and also the writers made it so that it is a perfect beginner's Gundam, because they noticed that a lot of young people who are 20s, their teens, weren't interested in Gundam series because it was too war filled. It felt that they couldn't really connect to the shows themselves, as a lot of these older Gundam series are from like 10, 20, 30 years ago. So obviously priorities and general interests would not really align. But because of how this anime takes place in a school, among other settings, and also in space, a lot of younger people can understand what it's like to be in school and having to deal with grades and classes and having to meet with new peers. And that, and also with capitalism, which is an important aspect of the show, as you have a lot of major companies fighting for supremacy. Especially with how big corporations are in our daily lives, like whether we use Google, Apple, Facebook, or Twitter, for example. Giants will continue to influence our lives when we buy their products. So, keeping those in mind, I'm pretty sure that the show was able to succeed with the more modern audience. A lot of newcomers to the franchise were introduced. This show was incredibly popular on Twitter. Whenever a new episode aired, the episode would pretty much be trending for like a few hours. So that's honestly pretty amazing. I would recommend watching the prologue episode in order to decide whether or not decide afterwards whether you want to continue. As when you watch the prologue, you get a general gist of what the show will be like, and it's also important for context. I'm like the type of person who believes that if you want to try something, you should at least watch some of it rather than just go based off of, other people's perspectives and things. But this is just my personal recommendation. I do not recommend going straight to episode 1 because you'll be missing some important details that are covered in other materials. And overall, a very solid Gundam anime. Personally, I prefer this over Iron-Blooded Orphans. I did like Iron-Blooded Orphans, which aired around 5 years ago. As it was probably the only Gundam anime I've watched while it was airing. This doesn't really count for the TV version of Unicorn. But yeah. But I think it's honestly, what I really like particularly is the writing. There's a lot of care put into that, and I appreciate that as a kind of like a writer myself. So how would I rate Gundam Witch from Mercury? I give it a 9 out of 10 for now. Please keep in mind this is only for season 1, so season 2 will probably be different as a more final overall review. But it doesn't really have that many cons. The animation is for the most fantastic. The writing is excellent. You really can't go wrong with going into this show. Obviously, if you don't really like it from the first episode, I don't recommend continuing because you'll get an idea on what it's like. But as they say, sometimes appearances can be deceiving, and this show can show a dark side to it, which isn't initially seen in the first few episodes. These are a few videos I saw when looking up about Gundam Witch from Mercury reviews. The first one is probably the most review-like out of what I've seen. I agree with some points, but I also disagree with a lot of others. Just want to let you know, be aware of that. And also the bottom one is only up to episode 5. It's good for a general context, but it's not comprehensive enough. And here's some related content. I'll promote myself. Here you go. So if you want to see any additional supplementary materials, I covered them in separate videos. They're all listed on the left. You can, I'll probably put them in the channel, YouTube description for your easy access. But otherwise, you can just look them up on my channel. They're all there. If you want to get more information outside of the anime, the top 2 Twitter accounts, Zeonic Scans is especially good because he does a lot of Gundam translations. I've covered his material before, so please support him if possible, as he is very much very appreciated by the Gundam community. In the top right, he has done a lot of Nameru has done a lot of very good episode threads of Gundam Witch from Mercury, so I enjoyed reading them. So that's a little promotion for him. And this is just a quick list of shows I'm currently watching. I'll probably be reacting to Kaina of the Great Snow Sea, as it's a show that when watching it, I thought I could delve into a bit more and possibly break down. I'm not sure whether I should cover like other anime besides that, because I find it easier just to do like one or two at a time, but I do enjoy watching multiple anime. So this is my current list so far. Yeah, so that's about everything. Thank you for watching. And please also let me know what you think of Gundam Witch from Mercury from season 1. Oh, did you like it? Did you not like it? Were there any things that you thought could be better? Yeah, just feel free to let me know. And yeah, hope you guys enjoyed this, and hope that any newcomers to the Gundam franchise also may be interested in watching the show because of this review. Please keep in mind that also it is not complete with only season 1. But 12 episodes is also a pretty good idea to get an idea on whether they get into a series too. Or just like this review. Alright, take care and have a good rest of your day, everyone.